Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Hey, we are back for week one. What is week this? I don't know what week this is, but we've been here, 3 weeks with Gorilla Cross right now, I think, I want to say.
I think this is week 4.
Week 4? Yeah, let's get into it. It's week 4. You are now listening to Girl Chat Sports, episode 115. That's 115 in the building. I am your host tonight, Mo. We actually have a special guest co-host in the building tonight. My girl Mel, I don't know where she is. The last I heard, she was somewhere in St. Thomas. So shout out to Mel, relaxing on her little vacay. I mean, we can all just leave in the middle of January where it's cold in Vegas and rainy and just go to a tropical beach. But she's out there sipping on Mai Tais. It's probably 9 o'clock out there and she's still sipping on Mai Tais, but that's pretty dope. So anyway, let's move on into it. I got my girl Erin in the building. Hey, Erin. She is my special guest co-host. Erin, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Oregon. I grew up playing basketball.
Okay.
So started playing basketball in 5th grade all the way up to my junior year. Played year-round. Did some traveling.
Okay. Yeah. Well, is that your favorite sport?
To play, yes, but I enjoy watching football, basketball, hockey,
all of that. Oh, cool. So this is another female that loves sports as well. How long have you been in Vegas?
I've been here about 3.5 years.
3.5 years?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, one of the things I like to do, or what Mel and I always like to do, is, always get to know who we have coming on today. And we also have a guest that we're going to be calling within minutes of the show because we got a big fight this weekend. If you guys have been under a rock, Adrian Broner and Manny Pacquiao will be fighting this Saturday at the MGM Grand Garden. So we'll have from Las Vegas Sports Daily, Mike Dixon. We'll be talking to him. He's going to give us a little insight on everything from preliminary interviews with Adrian Broner to the press conference they had this afternoon at the MGM, and just a little bit about his take on what we can expect with this fight and his predictions of who's going to win. He also has some valuable aces, Las Vegas aces. Let's not forget about our girls. Basketball information he's going to share with us. So we're also going to talk about these games last weekend, these football games.
I'm excited.
I mean, the Chiefs said better luck next time. Where them boys at now? For all y'all cowgirls out there. And then can we say 8 straight AFC championship appearances, also known as Brady's Bunch?
Yeah.
Will this guy ever stop? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the Eagles and Foles' flight pattern, not so great. Because they started off strong.
They did.
And then, I don't know, we got into the Superdome, and it just was, I don't know.
They came
was
out
it a
strong.
200,000 motivation that Sean Payton was saying to his players? The bonus? Was that what pushed them?
That
I don't
would
know.
motivate me.
And then, you guys, we are always taking the calls in. So, the number, 702-608-3259. That is the number. Call us in. We're also going to talk about Kyler Murray. What's a Murray to do? Is he going to do baseball or is he going to do football? This guy is equally talented in both facets, it looks like. Oakland A's already gave him a signing bonus of $5 million. I don't see, feel like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Now, I did do a poll on the Instagram today, and 70% of some of our viewers and listeners said that he should choose baseball over the football. But we did have a small percentage of those that agree with the football thing, so we'll get into that. But right now, we're going to talk about some Las Vegas sports.
Alrighty,
All right.
let's do it.
So the Golden Knights had a game last night, right?
Yes.
And, last week they dropped down to the third spot in the Pacific Division West, okay? So right now their record's 28-16. They played Winnipeg Jets last night, who was just above them as far as on the league standing. And they lost.
We lost.
Yeah. 4-1.
I know. And we had multiple opportunities with the power plays, and we couldn't do it.
Yeah. So
they had more takeaways. I mean, we had 4. They had 15 takeaways. So, I mean, that in itself shows that you can't really score when you can't keep the puck on your side.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true, Erin. See, this girl knows her stuff. I'm so happy to have her. I'm excited to have her. They lost to the San Jose Sharks last Thursday.
Yeah, they've been doing good though. San Jose's up there.
Yeah, they are. They are, and then they beat the Chicago Blackhawks in overtime.
Right.
And then we come to this game with Winnipeg, and then we lose to that, and it's like, oh, man.
Right.
So,
we need to turn it back around.
Yeah. So they have another upcoming game, so we're going to see what that does. And we're still in a good spot as far as league standing and everything.
There.
We're still up there. It's still, I won't say it's early because now we're getting to that point where we're going to be starting to see playoffs. Yeah, it's starting to matter. But Brandon Peary's that guy. Like, I don't want him to drop him. I think he's going to stay, right? He's going to stay permanently up.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't want him to leave.
He's been a good addition.
Oh, I also wanted to mention, too, that we also have some super news coming up about the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll save that towards the end so you guys can just hang in there with us because it's big, really big news. Very exciting. Also, the Lights, we'll get into them. They held their first preseason practice at Cashman Field this past Monday. So their official season starts March 9th. So there's still season tickets remaining. There's still that 8-game flex tickets that you can get. Shout out to my boy Tommy Olson, who was on our show first week when we came into Gorilla Cross. He and Angel Alvarez, they went to Martinez Elementary School for a read week, which was awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and
getting the kids involved.
Yeah, getting the kids involved. They talked about soccer, and then they talked about books they've read, and just trying to kind of get everyone into reading now instead of just watching and listening. Even though you're listening and watching to us,
that's
we'll
cool.
take it. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. And then the Raiders, my Raiders. I know they're not in any playoffs. We're not going to any AFC championship, but they did break ground on our facility, our corporate headquarters. It's going to be out in Henderson. They had a groundbreaking ceremony this past Monday, which is dope. So it's going to start the construction of the complex and facility. It's supposed to employ 250 people.
Yeah, that's
awesome. Bringing jobs to the city. I'll take that all day. And they promised that it's not counting the players. So this is just staff and anybody that wants a job that qualifies for the type of positions they have at the organizations. And then also the DMV has already released the Raiders branded license plates.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they're only going to be $62. Okay, so
that's not bad at all. Is that the same price as the Knights?
I'm not sure. Do you have Knights plates, Quan?
I do actually got them yesterday.
You got them yesterday?
Yeah.
So
guess what they say?
What do they say?
Quan.
Oh, I like that.
They were like 75,
72,
something like that.
Okay, so that's not bad.
Personal though, right?
Yeah, personalized.
Yeah, so they added an extra fee for your personalized plates. But for $62, that's not bad. Just to get that. And then half of the proceeds are going to a Raiders select charity. So that'll be kind of dope. And then the UNLV basketball team.
Yeah.
Man.
At least they're starting out strong.
Yeah, they are. Well, the funny thing is they're ranked number 1 in the Mountain West. And they're only ranked number 1 because they have a 3-0 record playing with Mountain West teams.
Right.
Because UNR falls short of that because they lost to a team in the Mountain West. But the Rebels have not. So when you see that, it's like, huh? How is that? So they're 6-3 at home and then 2-1 away, And they have a game, I believe, tonight at the Thomas and Mack. They're playing the Air Force.
Awesome.
I wonder if that dad's going to be there. Okay, so I got to get into this story real quick. So Mel and I and Quan, we had all gone to the college invitational ice tournament. We talked about this. We got into a college invitational ice tournament, and it was the Air Force playing Western Michigan. It was a championship hockey game. Okay. This was at T-Mobile. So we got really close, like close to the ice, like seats I'd never have during a Golden Knights season game, okay? And so there was this dad there, and I talked about this last week, but the dad was literally leaning on the glass. He was somebody's father for Air Force, and he was just like, get in there.
Super aggressive.
Super aggressive. When there was timeouts, he was down like through the cracks of the glass in the huddle, breath on the glass. You got this. get aggressive. That whole thing, just shouting.
Oh gosh.
Big burly guy, beard and all, red faced, had about 5 empty beer cups around him. So shout out to the dad. I bet you he's at this Rebels game tonight.
He was really into it.
But anyway, with the Rebels, they had a big game against New Mexico prior to that. And shout out to Chris Clyburn because he's just monstering it out. I think he had an epic 25-point game. So that was like his best that he's had so far. That final score was 80-69. So I'll take it. That was pretty dope. And for UNR, they're ranked 10 right now in the NCAA. Their streak got broken.
That's a good ranking, though. For
Yeah.
them. That's awesome.
It is awesome because they're ranked 3, though, in the Mountain West, which to me doesn't mean diddly compared to
Right.
NCAA.
Yeah.
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? They're 3-1.
That's why it's kind of laughable. That,
It is.
Yeah. That
It
they're
is.
ranked number 1.
It is. It's very laughable. And so they got snapped on the 5th, but since then they've won the last 2 games, San Jose State and Fresno State. So they play Boise State last night, but I didn't get the chance to see what that score was. I believe they won that game because they were ahead as well. And then their next game is Air Force the Saturday the 19th. So UNLV plays Air Force tonight, and then Air Force goes up to Reno, and they're going to play them there. Now, my Lady Rebels, girls. It's rough. I wish I had a dog sound to just bark out the rough, but it's rough. They're ranked 6th in the Mountain West, which is not dead last, so that's okay. But they're 1-2 and overall 3-11.
Yeah, that's not a good.
So they beat New Mexico, and then they played today at 12 against Air Force at home. So they had an Air Force game today.
Did you see the score?
I didn't see the score. I meant to look it up and see if you can find it. If you guys listening out there know what it is, let me know. But yeah, sorry, girls. But anyway, let's get into this boxing. We're going to get Mike Dixon on the phone shortly. We're going to talk to him about the Pacquiao Broner. They won?
Yeah,
Yes.
66-56.
Good. Big ups to my Lady Rebels. I gotta go to a game. I swear to God, that 12 o'clock in the afternoon game. If I didn't have to go to work today, that probably would have been my option.
Yeah.
But even with Mike calling in, I was invited to go to the press conference today.
Oh,
That would have been
Yeah.
awesome. But work calls, so got to pay them bills.
Right.
But just so you know, this Thursday, tomorrow, they've got a free boxing match by Mayweather
Oh, yeah.
Promotions. So they're doing some title card fights tomorrow. It's the Thursday night fights.
Yeah.
Totally free. Go to the
And
box
it's at
office.
MGM.
And it's at MGM. Exactly. Totally free. You can get 4 tickets, I think, per person. If you just go up to the box office. I know I posted it on Facebook, and shout out to Vance because he was saying he and my brother and myself, we'd be able to go. I hope I can still go. I think work is calling because we've got Governor's Ball on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So all my customers are coming in that are going to Governor's Ball are needing their tuxedos, they're needing their gown dresses. So it's just kind of a crunch time for me.
Yeah.
But hopefully I'll be able to check this out.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be exciting.
So they have the Las Vegas favorite, Cameron Suave Crail, who's 14-13-3 with 3 KOs. He's headlining this fight under the Mayweather
That's awesome.
TMT. And then we've got an 8-time 5-division world champion, Layla Amazing McCarter. She's dope. She's real dope.
Yeah.
She's 42-13-5 with 5 KOs. And she'll be fighting as well. And so she's been on a great win streak with her fights. So hopefully with that, this streak will continue.
Yeah,
I don't know
that'd
who
be
her
awesome.
opponent is going to be, but I suggest to anybody who wants to see a free fight title card,
It's not gonna. It's just yeah.
Go for
It's
it.
just there to
go for it.
enjoy.
And you guys, again, call in to us, 702-608-3259. I want to know who you guys have on this fight coming up on Saturday. You guys got Broner or you got Pac-Man? Who you got, Erin?
I have Pacquiao.
You have Pacquiao?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Pacquiao's going to do the darn thing. I don't know, though. Like, I never know when it comes to boxing, even though
It's
he's got
hard.
66 wins under his belt. I don't know. Like, it's just so tough for me.
It's
I cannot
hard
hardly
because
decide.
It's like, does the younger guy have a more heart? Or
Right.
desire or
And
whatever,
it's just
wanna
all
come
of that. And I just got to see if, man, I don't know. I'm torn on that. Like I'm torn on this Sunday for the NFL games. But we'll get
Yeah.
into that too as well. Juan's working on getting Mike on the phone. We're going to talk to him in a little bit. I'm repping the Lakers. If anybody is watching because my Lakers won last night, but they lost to the Cavs on Sunday night. That killed my Sunday, man. My football day on Sunday was so good. And my Saturday football day was really good because the Cowboys lost. But to see the Lakers lose to a 9-30, y'all, listen, that's not good.
No.
They got problems.
That's embarrassing.
And I mean, not to discredit the Bulls, but they only got one guy. So we should have won that game. So, I mean, I'll take that win, but we got some problems in our organization, man. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's a Luke Walton thing.
LeBron.
Yeah, but you still shouldn't be able to, you should still carry the team. There's no floor general.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what it is? We have no floor general?
There's no one taking command.
Somebody needs to take the realms. Who is it going to be? Lonzo?
No.
Kuz? Brandon Ingram? Josh Hart? KCP? Who do we have? Like, I need these guys to step up. Y'all too young to be relying on some old veterans. That's like me coming to my job, and we have a lot of young people that'll just kind of stand around, not want to do anything. And it's up to us veterans to kind of carry the weight, to carry the brand of the store, and to do. No, we tired too.
Yeah.
And as you can see, or if you can't see, we get hurt.
Yeah.
So when we get hurt, then who's going to pick up the slack, man? Come on. Get it together, Lakers. All right, so it looks like you guys from Las Vegas Sports Daily, we've got our guest on right now, Mr. Mike Dixon. Mike Dixon Sports. What up, Mike?
Hey, how's it going, ladies? I'm doing well, and yourself?
You're talking to me and Mel and Erin. Shout out to Erin being here.
Woo.
Nice. Hi, nice to meet you, Erin.
Nice
Shout
to
out
meet
to
you,
Maui
too.
Mel and one of my favorite, Mo, and Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yes.
I'm glad to be on.
Yes, shout out to Gorilla Cross, too. So, Mike, real quick, you got to see... Well, before we get into the boxing, you said you had some Las Vegas Aces information because we were talking locally about some Las Vegas Aces or Las Vegas sports, and you had some Aces information that you were going to tell me about. So, why don't you go ahead and get into that?
Basically, the WNBA free agency officially opened up for business yesterday, and I feel like they could bring back Derrica Hamby, which is a forward, for the Las Vegas Aces, and she played an important role on the team coming off the bench, sometimes as a starter. So I do expect the team to extend her contract. Obviously, like I said, it opened up yesterday. They'll have up until February 1st in order to get her re-signed with the team because she was on the team's roster at the end of 2018. And also as a reserve player, Lindsey Allen, which was a mid-season trade from the New York Liberty. Again, that was a Bill Lambert handpicked player coming out of New York before he obviously signed on with the Las Vegas Aces. So, again, this team right now, they're entering their sophomore season.
Right.
They hold the number 1 overall pick in the draft. They had it last year, so it's back-to-back. Obviously, they drafted Asia Wilson, and a couple of years back, they had one of my favorite players out of Washington, which is, I can't call her name out for some reason right now, but
all good.
Kelsey Plum, there it is.
Kelsey Plum, yes, of course.
Plum, yes.
That's Mel's girl. You know, she's a UW girl, so shout out to that.
That's right.
Yes, okay. So then that squad's gonna look nice. Yeah, we'll know February 1st. You said.
Well, at the latest, February 1st.
At the latest, February 1st. Okay.
Yes, indeed. So I'm looking forward to see what the Aces do. I know the WNBA season is just right around the corner, so
that's very exciting.
There's that.
Nice. And then for boxing, you were in the thick of it. I have to give you props because you were going live on your Facebook, your Instagram. I mean, you were in the in. You got up close and personal with Adrian Broner. And we were just talking to the audience about that. So can you just give us a little bit of insight as far as how the interview went, what transpired, his training, any of that you can give us details on?
Okay, well, yeah, there's a few things I want to touch on. But one of the most, shocking things that Adrian Broner said today to Al Bernstein from Showtime, which is an analyst and a comic commentator, he put out a Big Sean. His opening words. Can you guess what it was? I don't. Chew?
What?
He was like, you are talking a lot of ish about me on Twitter. You're saying that I'm not going to win it. And understandable because he's a plus 240 underdog.
Right.
Like, so he has a big chip on his shoulder.
Right.
And he has a lot to prove. But I want to go back a couple days to where he had his media workout at Barry's boxing gym. And that was one of the first questions I asked Browner. I said, how do you feel about being an underdog in this fight? He said, well, I've been an underdog all my life, so nothing has changed.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, it's still a little loud here at the MGM, but
oh, you're still there?
again, yeah.
Wow.
They still have some weigh-ins going for the undercards. They're putting on the show with TMT.
Nice.
Mayweather's team is out here.
Right, because they have their Thursday fight tomorrow. Did you get your tickets?
Yes, we do have our tickets for everybody. In addition to that, there's a possibility we might be at the fight as well. I'm waiting on Showtime to confirm things, so
that'll
we might have to follow up with this.
Nice, Mike. That'll be awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah, but to go back to what happened a couple of days ago, that really stood out to me.
Right.
Broner, he was doing his workouts, he was warming up and everything, and so I was sitting there ringside filming him, and he actually walked up to the media and he said, he's known to curse, so expletive. What day is my fight? And his fight is on Saturday. It's just around the corner. He didn't know what day his fight was. So I'm like, is he prepared mentally?
He was joking.
No. This was like authentic because he looked up. You could tell. I read body language. So he's looking up like, expletive, what day is my fight? And nobody bust out laughing. They were like, wow, is this guy serious?
Oh,
You gotta be kidding me. I have to say that.
Apparently he just arrived from Cincinnati a couple days ago. So
okay, we're not 3
He might
days
have a little
behind.
jet
Like
lag.
that. Time zone still the same date. Like, what the heck's going on? We're not overseas. Like, we're not below the equator. Like, what are you talking about right now?
Well, that's the thing. Another thing I brought up with Broner, and he got a little frustrated with the question, but and I understand it's just because I said, how do you feel about, being some of your biggest critics say that you're undisciplined, whether it's mentally or physically, and you're not giving it your all, and that's why you're underdog. And then, unfortunately, he went on a very unprofessional rant, to say the least. And that really got him going. So, and I just feel like he said he had a great training camp. To me, that's the obvious. All fighters, they all say, had a great camp. We're working out.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. Come on now. Manny Pacquiao, he's about to defend his WA regular welterweight title on Saturday at the MGM Grand. And Pac, Pac is a 67-2. He had over like 39 knockouts. And he had actually fought over 22 world champions. So I feel like Pacquiao is going to be prepared. It was like day and night at that press conference, man. Like, it was just sending out prayers and doing the right thing as a senator. So, yeah, it was pretty exciting.
That. I'm still stuck on him not knowing what day his fight is going to be on. But anyway, Mike, that is awesome. Thank you so much. So who do you have? Like, who are you more leaning towards as far as the fight goes this Saturday? You think it's going to be Pac-Man keeping his belt, or you think it's going to be Broner as a upset?
Well, here's the deal. I'm going to personally root for Manny Pacquiao, not necessarily root, but I just feel like he has another big fight in him. And I just feel like he's just prepared. He's focused. He hasn't missed a day. He's just been locked in day in, day out, dating back like the past few months. And obviously he's a minus 300, according to the Vegas Sportsbook. But there's a big incentive for Manny Pacquiao if he defeats Adrian Broner. And this was duly noted amongst the media today. This is Al Bernstein, the guy from Showtime, the color analyst. He said, if Manny Pacquiao wins this fight, there's a very strong possibility that Mayweather may take a fight again with Pacquiao. So, again, that's hearsay.
Right.
That's hearsay, but this is coming directly from Showtime's commentator.
Okay.
So, Yeah, you actually can go see that video at Vegas Sports Daily or on the Facebook page.
Absolutely.
So I'll be sure to get that link over to you all.
Yeah, do that. And Mike, where can our listeners and our followers find you so they can look at the footage as well? As well as
you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mike Dixon Sports. That's DIXON Sports. And also, if you want to read some daily coverage, you can go to VegasSportsDaily.com. We cover the Vegas Golden Knights, Raiders, the Aces, and we'll listen to our favorite Girl Chat Sports.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are plugged in there too.
Woo!
Don't forget that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate you even coming on. I wish we could have you here with us. I know I didn't think you were going to be at the MGM all day, but that's good that you're still there and there's a lot going on. It sounds like it's an exciting time to be at the MGM Grand. So shout out to that. And thank you
for having me.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to join you all. So.
Yeah, we got to get you in here and talk Aces once the season starts.
Yeah, we could possibly get something going next week.
Yeah, I'm with it. And just so you know, if you still want to tune in with the rest of the show and listen in, we've got super duper news towards the end of the show that I'm going to announce. And then if you don't get a chance to hear in and you got something going on at the MGM, I will definitely let you know tonight what that news is.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Mike.
I am looking forward to it. I know you guys always have some special tricks up your sleeve, so.
Oh, yeah, and I got to give you a shout-out, too. You're going to be interviewing Cardi B this week?
What?
Oh, yes. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, so this is going to be for the mature audience.
Right.
It's going to be at the Avian Awards.
Yes.
But it's going to be strictly focused on entertainment, sports, and a little bit of gossip. So.
Okay. Well, we look forward to tuning into that when you go live with her interview. I can't wait to see that. So thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Hey, thank you, Mo. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Gorilla Cross. Quan, shout out to everybody. Love Girl Chat Sports.
Thank you, Mike.
The best from east to west, and I mean that.
Thanks. Thanks so much for calling. Appreciate you.
All right, you guys take care.
All right. Be easy.
All right, bye.
Bye. Man, that is so crazy. Can you believe that?
How is that even a thing? How is that even possible?
Which one? Which part?
That
Like
he doesn't know what day his fight is.
Yeah, I find that very strange. I feel like that's a marketing tool. And I got to shout out my boy Brendan Baxter, who's here. I didn't mean to say your last name. I just called you out. I always do that. And shout out to the McDonald's Cup, who's our official sponsor for the show this evening. Unofficial sponsor. Hey, ladies, and I said this earlier before we went live. Hey, if a guy takes you to McDonald's on a date, consider that a presidential meal. Consider that a top-notch flight meal. Look, I was going to get into this with Clemson, but we got to get into it. The utter disrespect of having McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King served to you when you're going to the White House after winning. And being number one in college football.
Dressing up in suits.
Served
on silver platters.
Served on silver platters that
And
cost
it's
more than the
still
burgers.
Wrapped. It was all still wrapped.
Yeah. They didn't even take it out the box.
No.
They didn't unwrap them. They didn't do anything to, honestly, let me tell you something. I'm just going to break this down to you real quick. If I was poor and I wanted to host an event, I'd buy those those little metal platters that you have from the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
But I'd have burgers and I'd have chicken from Popeyes because that's my spot. But I would at least take it out the box and I would at least unwrap it and make it look fancy.
Right?
Because
presentation is everything.
Presentation is everything.
And you have them dressed up in suits to come eat 99-cent cheeseburgers.
Right. And he went off the value meal with the utter disrespect. Then he went off the value meal. He didn't even get the bomb 4x4. He didn't do anything special with that. I'm like, what is going on right now in the world?
He's a disaster. That shows you. That right there shows you how classy he is.
And then he says it's a shutdown. But it comes out of your pocket. Your pockets are long. So, I feel like you'd pay this meal. I feel like you'd do a grand gesture of flying lobster in or you something for anybody else but a number one football team, college football team. Dang, whoever wins the Super Bowl, I wonder what they get when they go meet the president. If the shutdown's still going on. I
They
wonder
get
what
doubles.
They get
and
doubles?
triples.
They probably get In-N-Out. Shout out to In-N-Out Burgers
Yum.
because they're so good. I would probably take that, though, because they're good.
I do like it.
But I wouldn't want it, and I'd want my stuff animal style and all. But they'd have to be fancy with it.
They'd have to.
They'd have to be super fancy.
They'd have to be delivered right away.
Right, and hot and ready. I bet you those burgers was cold.
Cold.
Oh my God, I can't even
What a
imagine. Like, I don't even want to
disaster.
eat it now. If anything sways you from not wanting to eat any fast food, that would be it.
Yeah.
That would totally be it. So thanks, Brendan, bringing that cup in. Shout out to you. Moving on to NFL. Okay, so this past weekend was a great weekend.
It was.
Were you
It was
excited
really
about
good.
the games?
They were really good. Yeah.
They were. Which game stood out to you the most?
Well, I mean, obviously, just the Patriots just killing them. It's just not
Yeah.
even.
I mean,
I woke up and like turned on my TV and was like excited to see some type of potential
mhm.
close game, and it was a blowout already.
Oh yeah. I honestly knew like the Chargers weren't gonna win. I
Yeah.
had already predicted that
I mean, yeah.
because it's cold in New England.
Mm-hmm.
And West Coast teams typically don't do too well in cold weather. It's like kind of when the Dodgers went and played Boston in that series, and they had to fly to Boston.
Right.
They were losing. It was cold.
Yeah.
We're just not acclimated to
Yep.
it, But to blow them out like that,
Yeah.
I mean, those are college game numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's Brady.
And it's so funny because I was asleep too. And woke up and saw
Yeah,
a score. Like, I guess everybody was sleeping during that time, and it was like middle of the afternoon. I don't know what we were doing the night before, but we were all asleep, and we woke up, and we see this score, and we're like,
Yeah.
"Yep, that's Brady."
Yeah. It's typical though.
Yeah.
It's so typical.
So I got to ask a question too, and we'll go back to like the Sunday games, but on Saturday's game, anybody in the room that thought the Cowboys were going to win
No.
against the Rams? I need them to raise their hands right now.
No.
Nope. Nobody's raising their hands. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
I don't understand these Cowboy fans because I understand it's tough times right now. We're all in a time where it's very sensitive, and we got a president that's giving out burgers to number one call. I know it's tough, crucial times right now, and I know sometimes you need a little bit of fantasy in your mind. You need an escape
But they
from
have a
reality.
fantasy every season.
They do have a fantasy every season.
It's every season.
But your escape from reality turns into a delusion.
Yeah.
And then you try to instill that delusion on the mentally sound people and make us crazy.
I mean, like, they
Don't
talk
ever
a
do-
lot of smack.
They do.
They really support their team.
They do. I mean, I have a brother that's a Cowboy fan. I have coworkers, some of them are Cowboy fans. And they're all like, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No,
In what world?
Yeah.
In what world do you think you're going to the Super Bowl? I just
Yeah.
need to know. I don't want to go to this alternate universe. I don't want to be there. because it sounds like where you are is not where I am. And it's just crazy.
It's been
So
23 years since they've made it.
Yeah. Oh, we got a caller. Hey, GirlChatSports, you're listening to Mo and Erin. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, this is Becker.
Hi, Becker. What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? What's up?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So I'm just calling in. I just saw the tweet on Twitter. I was wondering I didn't see what you guys were asking actually.
Oh, so we were just talking
Call
about. Well, you can throw in your input on this. We were just talking about the football games this past weekend. We started with Patriots and Chargers, and how I knew that was
Okay.
going to be a blown out game. And not necessarily a blown out, but I
called
knew.
it too on my show.
Yeah,
Great.
good. And then I also asked everybody in the room to raise their hands if they thought the Cowboys were going to beat the Rams, and no one raised their hands. And I was just kind of wondering what type of alternative universe that Cowboy fans live in, because their reality is just not there with mine. And so, excuse me. And so then we were just also talking about, we were going to get into the Saints, and you can put your input on this. Who do you think you have on Sunday? We've got some great games on Sunday, and I feel like Sunday is the actual like Super Bowl. Like these AFC and NFC championships are like no other that we've seen in quite some time. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's great, and I actually agree with you. So you want my take on both games?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. Get into it.
I honestly think the Patriots Chiefs game is going to be way better. Way better.
That's going to be the
just
game to watch.
I have a gut feeling that it's going to be way better. I don't think the Saints and Rams are going to live up to expectation, or the expectation a lot of people have that it's going to be high scoring.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Patriots and Chiefs are due for high scoring because of not just because of the how the score was last time. It was 43-40.
Yeah.
At Gillette, but it being Kansas City, and I think how Patrick Mahomes played in his first ever playoff game did not have jitters like one Lamar Jackson had.
Right.
I think that's a scary thought with him being in Kansas City. Plus, we know Tom Brady's not going to fold. He's going to do it on the road or at home.
Yeah. What do you think
so
about
I'm looking
that?
at this like, what I think about what?
Go ahead.
Brady
What do you say? Yeah, but versus Mahomes.
Oh, man. I wish Mahomes started his career when Tom Brady did, because I honestly think maybe the debate wouldn't have been Peyton Manning and Tom Brady all these years. Maybe it would have been Brady and Mahomes. I don't know. That's just me talking, but I thought that could have been a rivalry going forward. But anyway, this game. Wow. It's going to be interesting. Honestly, I think it's going to come down to a big stop or a big turnover, maybe a big special teams play.
Who do you think is going to win?
I got to give it to the Chiefs because I think their home crowd is legit. You know, people have been talking about Arrowhead as being one of the best home field advantages for years. I mean, this has been known since day one, since I first started watching football back when, Trent Green and Tony Gonzalez and all them were playing.
Right.
So, that thing is real. And I think, I don't know, Andy Reid, about time, man. I think Andy Reid has something for them.
He does. I think he's an all-time coach. I think he's really good. But I also can't discount Tom Brady, man. This guy thrives in cold weather. He's 24-4 in cold weather under 20 degrees.
Yeah.
24-4.
That's pretty impressive.
So
that is pretty impressive.
He's kind of like the Night King from Game of Thrones, I feel like. He thrives in the cold weather. The cold weather is nothing to him. A little wind and snow flurries is not going to stop this man.
He's used to it.
Right.
So
well, I think something that I guess how the Chargers, how the Patriots abused them early.
Yeah.
In that game, where a lot of people thought the Chargers had a chance, especially looking at that defense and what they did to Lamar Jackson in the wild card.
Right.
They thought they could give Tom Brady some problems with that front line and, forcing them into a little trouble, getting into sacks. I think the Chiefs are looking at that and being like, okay, we need to really, start the game better than the Chargers did.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think it'll be more of a sense of urgency for them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, on both ends. And, the sports books in Vegas have the Chiefs to win by 3.5, which is like a field goal and maybe any kind of.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, I don't like the Patriots. I cannot stand them. But I cannot
You and me both, man.
I cannot discount Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And my team is the Raiders, and as the AFC West, to see the Kansas City Chiefs, it's about time. Even in the days of Alex Smith, Alex Smith should have been there. Don't be sorry. It's okay. Speaking
I'm really
of that.
I have to be. I'm sorry.
It's rough.
I'm still going to say sorry. I don't care.
It's rough
Deep
for
down
us.
inside, I think it hurts.
It hurts a little bit, but it's one of those things. What are you going to do? We'll see what we do in 2020. We had C.J. Anderson, and we cut C.J. Anderson. And now C.J. Anderson is balling tough for the Rams. But I always look at it with the Raiders. Any player that comes on that type of team, they have to love the Raiders. And they have to love the organization. Because if you don't, you're not going to perform. It doesn't work. Look at Randy Moss. Randy Moss came to us. He left to go to New England. He was happier there. I mean, you really got to be in it to win it with the Raiders. And if you're not sold on it, John Gruden can read it, and he'll cut you. And I think that's what happened with C.J. Anderson. So
interesting point.
And yeah. But I thank you so much for calling. We were just gonna get into this about Super Bowl Sunday, and either team that comes out of NFC or AFC, it's gonna be a good game on Sunday.
They're gonna be great games. I'm excited.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And when it comes to the Saints and the Rams, I am picking the Saints to win. Yeah. Sorry to my friends that are Rams fans, but just looking at it realistically, I just feel like the Saints. Drew Brees is not going to disappoint. He's been kind of shaky, but I think when it comes to a championship game, he's going to give it all. And you got Alvin Kamara. He's going to definitely run the ball this time. There's no way that their coach is not going to change that up.
Right. I guess the only thing I'd say about the Saints is, yeah, you're right. They got the home field. I mean, Drew Brees in that dome. I don't bet against them.
I don't either.
But I don't think they can afford to have the same start they had against the Eagles against a team like the Rams.
Right.
Because when you give the Rams, I think like a 2-3 touchdown advantage, then they're gonna let Aaron Donald and Dominic Sue and Dante Fowler. They're gonna let them loose. They're gonna be just blitzing them. They're just gonna go all in them because they got nothing to lose. That's like I think a recipe where they got to be careful about that.
That's true too. Well, man, I thank you for calling in and giving the insight as well, because I mean, this to me is, like I said, this is the most exciting I've seen in football in quite some time.
It's really anybody's game.
It is anybody's game.
Yeah.
And it'll be.
What would be your preferable Super Bowl matchup?
Okay, so I'm looking at it Saints and Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree.
Saints and Chiefs would be like what I'd like to see. Realistically, it probably will be Patriots and Saints. I wouldn't even mind Patriots and Rams, but I just don't. Who's going to knock Tom Brady off the throne? I think that's the suspense of this whole little movie type situation. Is Mahomes going to knock him off the throne?
That would be amazing.
And it's undeniable at this point.
I think Breeze Brady.
You think Breeze Brady
would be amazing?
Yeah, it would be.
I think that'd be amazing.
Awesome.
So when we get into that Breeze Brady thing, is the conversation still that Breeze is going to be MVP for the league, or Pat Mahomes is the MVP? Is he locked it in already? Are we concluded that it is Pat Mahomes for the MVP for NFL?
I feel like he deserves it. I definitely do.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt at this point. I mean, he has more than double-digit touchdowns than Drew Brees, and from start to finish.
Absolutely.
For a second-year guy to do what he's done this year from game one to now. Like, he hasn't had a terrible game. Like, he'll have bad moments. Here's the crazy part about Mahomes. He'll have bad spurts in games, but he'll always come back in the same game.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, in the same game. So, I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah. I agree. Well, thank you so much for chiming in. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for calling.
No problem. You guys keep doing your thing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. That was dope. Also, shout out to the boys from Let the Ball Bounce, Unnamed Sports Show. Shout out to Quan, Gorilla Cross Radio, because the guys last night had their show, and I listened to it today, and they were talking again about the upcoming games as well, and everyone had their picks as well. And so now from Girl Chat, Erin and I have her picks. So you've got Saints and Chiefs.
Saints, Chiefs.
And I think Saints and Chiefs.
Yeah.
We have some other people. Quan, what are you weighing in? You think it's Saints and Chiefs?
Subway.
Quan over here grubbing.
Subway.
He's Subway and watching the basketball game.
I got
Two sponsors.
I got the Chiefs and the Rams.
You got the Chiefs and the Rams. That's gonna be a good game too. Like, I can see that too. I just
That'd
can't
be two young teams. It's like two young teams and two experienced teams. So, I mean, either way.
Absolutely. I just don't know if the Rams can close. I mean, I feel like they can close, like they have the potential to close. I just think Drew's gonna just shock us all.
It's hard. It's hard being at home.
It is hard.
I mean, he's great.
He is. And he turned 40, so happy birthday.
Yeah.
Don't count us 40-year-olds out.
But the Saints didn't win very impressively at all.
No, they didn't.
And the Rams dominated.
They did. Yeah. They did. But you have to understand, too, the Saints did come back from a 14-0 deficit against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was early, though.
It was early. People got hurt early in that game. God, to see Michael Bennett go out and then pop back in. And, oh, man. Quite interesting. And I think it's easier to play on turf as opposed to a field.
Yeah.
So that should, give somebody a little bit of an advantage. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I just don't want to be in that delusional alternative universe with those Cowboys. Yeah. I know my Raiders are trash. I know I can call it when I call it. I know we aren't doing well. But these Cowboy fans are delusional, thinking that they're just the best all around because the owner is delusional. Why would you throw all this money at a subpar quarterback like Dak Prescott? I don't understand. So y'all go over there. That's fine.
They really do.
They do.
They really think that.
They really do. So what's Kyler Murray going to do? If you guys don't know, Kyler Murray, Heisman winner. He is a phenom in both baseball and football. And he has a choice.
That's hard.
Well, he gave the Oakland A's an ultimatum. Pay me out now, my millions, or I go into the 2019 NFL drafts. Well, Oakland A's aren't going to do that, but they will give you a signing bonus for $5 million. And what's he do? He goes into the NFL draft anyway.
Yeah.
And we talked about this earlier in the show, how my viewers said 70% of him should go to baseball. Some should go to, he should go for football, but.
That's hard. I don't know, but your body takes a rougher beating, all around in football than it does in baseball. But
It does.
What position in baseball does he play?
I'm not sure. I don't even know. That's a good question. But he's dominant in football.
Yeah, I know.
He's an outfielder.
He's an outfielder? Oh, so, yeah. Okay, great. Thanks, Quan. Outfielders make some bread.
Yeah.
Some of them do, some of them don't. And then speaking
signing
of
bonus, though, that's pretty nice.
that is a nice signing bonus. You don't even get that in the NFL.
Mm-mm.
I'm just wondering. I don't know. I feel like it would be an easy choice. You can play until you're 45 or 50 in baseball, as long as you don't get yourself hurt.
Yeah.
So moving right along. You guys are listening to Girl Chat Sports at Gorilla Cross. I got my girl Erin in the building, special co-host. I guess I can get into my big news since we have 10 minutes left. Ladies and gentlemen, the girls of Girl Chat Sports, Mo Mel, and now our guest Erin, on February 3rd, Super Bowl Sunday, we are hosting a Super Bowl party.
Woo! Where is it going to be at?
It's going to be at Classic Jewel. That's on 3rd and Bonneville. Shout out to Classic Jewel, Cherie, Jerome, B. Cal, the wonderful staff at Classic Jewel. Tonight is Wine Wednesdays, too. So even if you guys,
Even
after you're
better.
done, even better, right?
Yeah.
So when you're done listening to us or watching us on Facebook Live, you can go down to Classic Jewel, have some wine, listen to live music. But we are having our party there February 3rd, Super Bowl Sunday. You do not have to pay to get in. It is a free entry. We are going to have some drink specials. They probably make a specialty drink for Mel and I. What's your favorite drink, Erin? What do you like to drink?
I do wine, actually.
You do wine?
I do wine.
Reds or whites?
White.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I like
So-
a Pinot Grigio.
Pinot
or-
Grigio? All right. We'll take that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like my sleep time medicine.
It's your sleep time medicine. Yeah, because you work those long hours and days.
I get
you
off
know.
at midnight.
Do you?
So it's a good way to go to bed.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of our viewers do the wine thing, wine and chill before bed.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's going down February 3rd. Mel and I, and we hope all of you can make it to that. Like I said, you don't even have to pay to come in. We're going to have the games on the screens. We're going to have it in the big screens. I mean, this is going to be one of those epic games you want to be amongst friends.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't want to be amongst the ladies of Girl Chat Sports? I mean,
Drinking, talking sports. Can't get better.
Can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
So who's your team in basketball? We're going to go into basketball real quick.
The Blazers.
Portland.
Yeah.
CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, you guys?
D-Lil, yeah.
D-Lil. I like that.
I love Damian Lillard. But, we're in the West. It's hard.
It is hard.
Rough. It's a hard. Even when we're good, it's like every single year we get to the playoffs. And then we got swept last year. We got swept.
Yeah.
It's
By the Pelicans.
Right.
Yeah, the number
Pelicans.
6 seed. The
Right.
number 6 seed. And then we get swept. It's
Pretty
like,
bad.
That is bad.
It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. They're a hard team to be a fan of.
But
Because
they're not doing bad, though.
it's not bad, but it's just always right. It's just never enough. It's like
Right.
always right there, and then no, can't
The
do
West
it.
is dominant.
It
Like we were talking
is.
earlier, there's 10 teams that are
Yeah.
above 500 in the Western Conference.
Well, the Warriors are just a powerhouse.
Yeah, and they're in the number 1 seed now.
Yeah. So, really, honestly, there's not a horrible team in the West. That's the other thing. There's no
No.
one that's bad.
No, we definitely don't have 9-33 Cleveland, New York Knicks, 10 and something. Come on, man. What are
Yeah.
you guys doing in the East?
Yeah.
Not playing around.
And it makes it hard because when it does come to, the championships and stuff like that, they're not fun anymore. They're not exciting. They're blowouts.
Right. So what's your projection since we have you as far as who's going to the finals? Who do you think? Is it going to be another year for Golden State?
Oh, I would definitely count them in. I don't know. I do like I kind of like a creeper team like Boston or somebody like that was up came in last year.
Like a sleeper team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but definitely Golden State. They're always going to be up there.
Yeah. Houston's looking nice with James Harden.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even call him Houston Rockets. I should just call him James Harden's team. Guy scores 57 points. Though. He really is. Will his streak ever end? I just need to know.
Golden State's playing New Orleans tonight. That would be a good game.
Oh, that will be good. Yeah. Who's winning Boston and Toronto? I know that's behind me and I can't see it.
It just went to commercial. Honestly, I couldn't fully see.
That's a good one to watch if you guys are watching and listening to us. Yeah, I wonder. I'm just wondering about Harden, though. He's literally carrying this team on his back, though. I mean, he has no one.
How much longer is his contract?
Ooh, I think he's got another year with Houston, if I'm not mistaken. He's not a free agent yet.
Yeah.
He's not a free agent yet.
That's to be frustrating.
Yeah. So, Erin, where can they find you, lovely lady? I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me. It was fun. You can find me on Instagram at Erin_Rochelle or on Facebook, Erin Baxter.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. I had a great time tonight.
Yeah, it was fun talking to sports.
I know.
It's nice having Mike call in.
Yeah, and you have to come back again for us.
I will. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And just so you know, guys, that party on Super Bowl Sunday, we open Classic Jewel at 3:00. Normally they don't open as early, but because of the game, we're gonna be opening at 3:00. It's gonna be a good look. You know, I'm super excited. I love Mel because she's too funny. She's texting me. She's like, I did shout out Cherie, so we got Cherie, but we got Ryan too. That's on deck, who's in charge of our marketing, so that's dope. And then for food, because we will have food, we won't have it in the venue because there's no like kitchen there, but there is a food truck. We got a couple food trucks that sometimes stop in front of Classic Jewel, so that's dope. So yeah, I'm excited about that day. We're gonna have some. I'm gonna try and get some Girl Chat t-shirts, and I gotta give you a Girl Chat Sports t-shirt for being a guest on our show. So after we get off air, I'll find out your size and that kind of thing. Anything else you want to talk about in the last few minutes?
I don't think so.
No?
Think I'm good.
Yeah.
What didn't we cover?
We covered a lot. Oh, there was I usually do, we do a segment of Arms of the NFL, but Mel's not here. She likes to analyze who's got great arms during So this weekend would have been the weekend of the arms from either our Rams guys or our Saints player, or Patriots, or Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when you're looking at a guy, or especially a football player, and I know your man's here, but we still look, do you look at the arms like that? Do you ever look at the arms, the biceps and any of that?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that like that's like the first thing, but I mean, sports it's a little bit different.
Right. Like I never really thought about it.
Like you have to appreciate their physique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it as much until she brought it to our attention at the arms.
That's funny.
And some of these guys have big, older arms, and I'm just not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not an arms girl, but looking at those, it makes me want to be an arms girl. Yeah.
You can jump on ship with that.
I can jump on ship with that all day.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So I mean, that's her thing, and I'm more of like, I look at legs, but I look at all body proportion.
Yeah.
So it's like your torso's got to be on, chest got to be on, legs got to be nicely toned, all that good stuff.
Talking of arms, what was that NBA player? Played for Orlando for a long time.
You talking about Dwight Howard?
Yeah, Dwight Howard.
Oh my God, he had shoulder and arms. His shoulders were massive, right?
Yeah.
I would like to see him on the football, but just like I would like to see if LeBron ever played football.
I bet he would be good. He's just an athlete.
He is. He is a phenom.
Yeah.
He is. He really is. So, anyway, shout out to Girl Cross. You're listening to Mo and Erin on Girl Chat Sports. We're going to be sending out a lot of promos to promote our February 3rd Super Bowl party. I'm super, super, super excited about that. Shout out to Quan, our producer, for Unnamed Sports Show. Let the Ball Bounce. Those guys, Dre and Goose and Bill. Thank you so much tonight for our callers. Thank you, Mike Dixon and Vegas Sports Daily. We appreciate all the love that we get on our show, and we look forward to coming back next week. And again, you can find me at AICENOM. That's AICENOM. That's my name spelled backwards. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and then my full name, Monisha K. Threets, at Facebook. And we are out, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a good week, and it's game time this weekend. I can't wait.
Woo,
I'm super excited.